consider a chain. It means that you should not consider just producing LNG. After producing LNG or liquefying the natural gas, you need a chain to be able to sell your product. The first thing, the first step of LNG production is gathering of the natural gas. It means the system to be able to receive the gas from the reservoir. The next step is natural gas treatment. As we said, you need specific treatment for LNG units. You need to remove H2S, of course, CO2 to be able to liquefy this natural gas. So, after gathering from the reservoir, I'm going to need some special treatments, which is in most of the cases same as the natural gas treatment. But more addition, the specification is required, which is mainly removing the CO2. Okay? After treatment, I'm going to liquefy the natural gas. That we said we can use different designs. You can use single mixed refrigerant, dual mixed refrigerant, cascade designs, or of course using turbo expander is another option. So liquefaction is done according to the capacity of the gas available, and then after liquefaction I need some LNG storage and loading equipment, because you know that to liquefying the natural gas we have to reach to temperature minus 160, but you should maintain this low temperature during the storage. So the tank or the storage tank used for LNG storage should be a specific type of tank, okay? And you should provide some refrigeration cycle to be able that the temperature is going to be fixed at minus 160. What happens if temperature increase? It will lead to vaporization of the natural gas, which means that the pressure of the tank is going to be increased, and it's going to make a lot of problem, because as we said, we try to produce LNG in atmospheric pressure. So when the pressure in the storage tank is going to be increased, you have to consider some method for sending the excess vapor toward the flare. It means that you have done a very difficult process to liquefy the natural gas. If you cannot maintain the temperature in the storage tank, you have wasted all the process that has been done till now. Okay? So, a storage tank, and of course, you need some places to be able to load this LNG from the storage tank to the carrier. Special type of equipment is required here, and you should provide some. You can look at here. This is one picture of the loading of LNG. So considering some specific equipment for loading is another thing that should be considered. The next step is transportation of LNG. Again, during the transportation, you should be able to maintain minus 160 degrees of Celsius. So a special type of carrier is required, which is fully refrigerated. So you should consider a ship that always a refrigeration cycle is maintaining the temperature of the storage tank at minus 160 degrees of Celsius. After transportation, the customer needs some receiving and storage tank again. Okay? The first thing they require is some receiving equipment to be able to receive the LNG from the carrier or the ship, and of course they need some storage tank available to accumulate the LNG. From now on, we don't want to maintain the temperature because we want to send LNG to our domestic users, and they don't need the liquefied gas. Okay? So I need some specific equipment for regasification. It means that I need some equipment which is able to increase the temperature of LNG, and it will lead to change from liquid phase to vapor phase. That's what called regasification. And after regasification, you need pipelines to be able to send the natural gas to our domestic uses. This is called LNG chain. It means that when you wanna design LNG unit, you should consider the whole equipment required to be able to send it to our domestic uses. From this section, which is LNG receiving and the storage, the regasification and user is related to the customer. But from gathering system to loading and transport is related to the producers, okay?